Hi, in this meeting, we're going to go through the sales process and we're going to sell some of the items that we purchased in the prior sessions. I'm going to go through under sales and then to orders. I'm going to maximize the screen. I'm going to click new and I'm going to search the same way for my customer. And as I'm typing in, it filters and brings up the customer. Just like on the purchasing side, it's going to pull up what this customer typically buys from me. So we have standard items both for purchasing and for sales. You'll notice right off the bat that it also pulls up prices. These prices have been set up as a cost plus, so we're adding a percent above cost. You'll also notice that one of these items, the mangoes, is in purple. That indicates that that is a fixed price. So this customer has a contracted price of $30 for those mangoes between two dates. As soon as those dates expire, the software will automatically revert back to the calculated price level price. There is no need for you to do anything in order to come back to the price level price. It'll be done automatically. So again, the goal here is just to make it really quick and easy. Go through and, okay, how many does this customer need? He needs 5 of those. How many melons? He needs, 6 of those. And you'll notice it's calculating the extended line price. It's also telling you how many you have available. So this is a running live inventory. So you'll see for these mangoes, it says I have 20 available. If he wants to buy 3, as soon as I do that, you'll notice that that'll go down to 17, indicating that obviously I have taken 3 out of those 20. Another option that you have right now, it's going to work on a first in, first out basis. You can manually, if you wanted to, this is an option, we can have this lot screen come up automatically. What that is going to do is show all of your available lots. If you had multiple, right now we only have 1. So we can pull from this lot, and you'll notice, again, we have 20, and we're taking 3 from that lot. It shows us the cost, the receive date. If there was an expiration date, that will be shown as well. The benefit to this is now that this is allocated, I know the cost, I can see the profit on this line item. I can see the profit on this line. I could also, if I wanted to at the end, see the profit on this entire sale. Note, however, that those profit settings are security sensitive. So you might want to be able to see them yourself, but you may not want your salespeople to see your profit. So we can turn that off. Okay. Now, the other thing that I did not mention is we have descriptions here. You can have a separate description per item per customer. So if you have a customer that wants to see their descriptions differently, that can be printed on their paperwork, on their invoice, on their order confirmation, their manifest. It can all be done per customer. If I needed to add an item, again, I have these hotkeys down on the bottom. I could just add a blank line. And now I can just search for any item that I wanted. If I needed Fuji apples, just type in Fuji, and they're all my Fuji apples. We can also, I'm going to just select 5 of those. Now this is telling me I have none of this item. So what this is telling me is, do I want to match what I'm selling to what I have on hand? Well, that would mean 0. Or I can accept my ship quantity as entered, meaning I know I'm going to be short right now, and this is a way that we will feed in our short shipped amount. So now this is telling me that I have -5 available. The other thing I wanted to explain was units of measure. These are all set up by case. You can set up, well, let me add a different item so we can see that. So I'm going to add another item. And let's go to Let's just go to any orange here. So for these, I've got 293. Okay, and I wanted to explain a couple of things to you. So here I can change this from case to box to each. We only require you have one item code per item, regardless of how it's bought and sold. So we could have a box, we could have a case, or we could have an each. You can restrict what items you can sell to a customer in addition to what units of measure. So if you did not want to be able to sell this customer an each, we can restrict that. I'm going to go back to the case, and just to give you an idea of what that other option was. So right now, if this customer needed 300 cases of oranges, that's going to be more than we have on hand. That same message comes up. Instead of accepting the ship quantity as entered, so instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to ship 300, I'm going to accept the fact that all I can ship is 293. I will be forced to give a reason. This is for paper trail and audit trail purposes, that we can track this internally. And now this is going to show that they ordered 300 and they're getting 292. Now the reason that there's probably one left is I can only imagine that that's not a full case. Yeah, that's a partial case. So that's why it's still showing that there's one, even though there isn't. So now we have added that item. From here, I'm going to go back a step. This is where you add items. We also have the invoice information, and this is where you're going to put in the information about the customer. So if the customer wants to put in a PO number, you can enter that there. Right now, this is being delivered today. This customer does not have a route defined for today. However, if I change this to Monday, so now this is going to be delivered on the 14th. As soon as I click OK, now this says that this customer does have a route defined for Monday. It's route 4, stop number 2. So we have a routing module built into the system where you can put in a route and a stop. We'll show you all the orders that are on a truck, whether the truck's going to be overloaded by weight, by cube, and you can even move orders around. Even though it's on route 4, if that route was overloaded, you can easily switch that to a different route. Seller is if you do sales commission. This is the order taker. The sales rep is if you have an outside sales rep. Both of these can get commission. We have a commission module built into the software as well. You'll notice that this is grayed out. We are tracking not only who puts in the order, who modifies it, who voids it. Everything is being tracked in the software. You always have a full audit trail of who's creating orders, who's creating purchase orders, who's cutting checks, who's adjusting inventory. Everything is being tracked within the software. In addition, if you were wanting to, this check credit button would flash red if they were over their credit limit or credit terms. You'd be able to click on it, see their credit limit, their days to pay, their high balance, any outstanding invoices. Again, if you wanted to, you could very easily print out a statement from the screen if they were overdue. If I'm done putting in my order, all I need to do is click Save. Oh, and it's warning me that I didn't put in a price for this item. So I'm going to click Cancel. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and just delete this item anyway. Now I can click Save. Now, this is a warning. This customer has a credit limit of 0. And obviously, $481.04 is over their credit limit, is over 0. So because I'm signed in as an administrator, I can click Continue. Otherwise, you would need to put in a password in order to save the order. The shipping charges is an option we can tie into either FedEx or UPS to get third-party shipping charges. So now this is a saved order. That zero, anything with zero quantity drops off. And here is our order. From here, we can very easily, within one button, print the invoice, print the order confirmation, print the pick ticket. These last two are a pack out slip if there was any repacking that has to be done, or a manifest. So this can all be done one-off. There's also an option to print them in bulk if you wanted to print an entire route's worth of orders. So I could very easily now click, let's look at the invoice. I'm going to click preview, but you can see now we can also just email it straight to the customer. I apologize, it went to a different screen. Let's move that up. So now here, this is our generic invoice. This is what comes out of the software, out of the box. We can modify this, put your logo on it. It can look however you want. But you notice it's got all the items, the order quantity, the ship quantity. It's got your pricing. Down here on the bottom is where the customer would sign. If you needed to put the packet note can be down here on the bottom. And then again, we have up top here this barcode. The benefit of the barcode is if the customer rejects any product, he might say, yes, there were 6 that got shipped, but I'm rejecting 1. He might cross this out and put 5 and then sign the bottom. When that order comes back, we can use a scanner to scan that back into the software. So what that means is that signed document will go into the customer file. At any time, you can go into the customer file, pull up that signed copy of the invoice, and either print it or email it straight to the customer. So there's no need to do any type of paper filing. Everything can be digitally scanned and stored within the customer file. That is how easy it is to create a sales order. Thank you very much.